New AAA games are pushing scale, technology, and design in new ways. These projects focus on bigger worlds, deeper systems, and more ambitious ideas than before. Let's dive right in to look at the major AAA titles that are set to shape the next phase of gaming. Forest 3 is a sci-fi survival horror game from Endnight Games that moves the series into space after a spaceship crash lands on an alien planet. The game uses first-person survival gameplay built around gathering supplies, crafting tools, and staying alive against strange alien creatures and mutated enemies. The announcement connects the story to events hinted at in Sons of the Forest, while keeping the same survival systems and constant threat from enemies and the environment.
Hello?
Aphelion is a third-person sci-fi action-adventure where two astronauts are separated after a crash on a distant frozen planet. Gameplay shifts between Ariane, who relies on careful movement, climbing, and tools like grappling gear and oxygen tanks to cross dangerous terrain, and Thomas, who handles investigation and problem-solving from another perspective. Survival depends on scarce resources, stealth, and realistic space movement while avoiding a deadly alien threat.
Mission Control. The Hope 1 shuttle has crashed on Persephone. I lost contact with Dr. Monclair.
Hang on, Thomas. I got this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not alone.
What the hell?
It's stalking me. Crap, no! Oh, no. No, 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 no. Mission Control. Anybody copy? Holy shit. What are you?
Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is a single-player, narrative-driven action RPG set at the end of the Old Republic era, focusing on player choice and its impact on the light and dark paths. Players take on the role of a Force user, where decisions shape the story, characters, and outcomes, echoing the spirit of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic while telling a completely new story with more action-focused combat. Gang of Dragon is a third-person, story-driven action-adventure set in Tokyo's Kabukicho district, following Shin Ji-sung, a senior member of a Korean crime syndicate portrayed by Ma Dong-seok. It focuses on brutal, realistic combat using fists, blades, guns, and vehicles, with every encounter designed to feel heavy and dangerous. Its darker tone emphasizes human drama, loyalty, and violence, blending grounded crime storytelling with intense, visceral action.
Hey, Daiki, when'd you make it back?
Excuse me, sir. Shut your mouth.
All right, talk soon.
On your feet, now! Son of a... Fuck it! Just kill him!
Black Myth Zhong is a single-player action RPG centered on Zhong, a ghost-hunting demon slayer from Chinese folklore, with a darker and more supernatural tone. The game emphasizes souls-like combat, grim environments, and mystical abilities such as talismans, spells, and spirit control, drawing deeply from Chinese mythology beyond the Monkey King.
As long as we keep that mountain in her heart. Hey.
No scolding, no flogging, life spared. Why risk going back? This place, we've got food on our table and...
Feel it?
Control Resonant shifts the focus to Dylan Faden as he explores a reality warp version of Manhattan in search of Jesse. Gameplay emphasizes close-quarters combat using the Aberrant, a shape-shifting melee weapon, alongside deep RPG progression that lets players shape Dylan's abilities and playstyle. The experience expands beyond the oldest house, blending open-ended exploration, cosmic threats, and a surreal new weird atmosphere with stronger player choice and customization.
Of staggering power. Reshaping reality as we know it. Everything we tried to keep inside eventually worms its way out. Must have had good reasons. But we were not prepared. For what would follow.
Port Desire. A city that don't belong to anyone, but everyone wants a piece.
No Law is a first-person cyberpunk shooter RPG set in Port Desire, a dense vertical city where there are no laws. You play as Gray Harker, a former soldier forced back into violence after his quiet life falls apart. Gameplay mixes gunfights and stealth with RPG upgrades, letting your choices affect the city and its people. The focus is on tight exploration, dark atmosphere, and a grounded cyberpunk world built around vertical movement and player freedom.
But desire is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple. You reap what you sow.
Halo Campaign Evolved is a full remake of the original Halo Combat Evolved campaign, rebuilt from the ground up with modern visuals and gameplay. It focuses only on the story, with no competitive multiplayer. The campaign adds new prequel missions, usable classic weapons like the Energy Sword, and improved enemies and controls. It supports co-op play, cross-play, and a campaign remix mode with modifiers, while keeping the core Halo experience intact with a modern feel.
Gotta find the cartographer. We'll keep him busy as long as we can.
Fire Team Charlie, we're on our way.
Touchdown! Hit it, Marines! Somebody order a warthog.
The Covenant are putting up a real fight. The cartographer must be here.
Lock and load, rock and roll!
Give them hell, Chief.
La Divina Commedia is a dark fantasy action RPG where you play as a warrior poet descending through hell. Inspired by Dante's famous poem, the game uses third-person combat, challenging boss fights, and exploration across the circles of hell. Gameplay focuses on weapon-based combat, deep weapon and armor customization, and procedurally generated dungeons. Player choices are tied to the 7 deadly sins, shaping your alignment, story path, and how the world reacts to you. Beast of Reincarnation is a dark action RPG set in a ruined future Japan, where you play as Emma and her dog Ku on a journey to stop a spreading corruption. The story focuses on survival, isolation, and the bond between the two characters. Combat is tough and skill-based, with parrying, dodging, and precise timing, similar to Souls-like games. The world is bleak and broken, mixing a haunting atmosphere with intense battles and a serious, mature tone.
封じ子エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
.007 First Light is a third-person stealth action game that tells an original origin story of a young James Bond before he earns his 00 status. The story focuses on his early MI6 missions, learning spycraft, and proving himself. Gameplay blends stealth and action, letting players use gadgets, environmental tools, and creative approaches to missions. It features replayable levels with modifiers, a strong focus on choice, and a classic spy feel that is not tied to the movies or actors.
This city is an extension of my being, my body. Today, it became infected. Easy girls, plenty of meat for everyone.
Girls, of course.
Woochi the Wayfarer is a single-player action-adventure game set in a fantasy version of Joseon-era Korea, inspired by Korean folklore. You play as Jun Woochi, a powerful Taoist mage who uses magic to fight monsters and injustice. The game focuses on action, combat, exploration, and traditional Korean creatures, with a strong emphasis on culture, architecture, and atmosphere. Its world blends history and myth, supported by a dramatic musical score from Young Jae-il.
기어코 여기까지. 참으로 정성이십니다.
The Duskbloods is an action RPG set in a dark fantasy world, built around online PvP/VE matches instead of a traditional Souls-style campaign. Players choose from unique, vampire-like Bloodsworn, each with their own weapons, abilities, and combat roles. Matches mix fighting enemies and other players, with shifting objectives that encourage both rivalry and teamwork. Progression happens through a central hub, where rewards from matches are used to customize characters, offering a competitive, role-driven take on dark fantasy combat.
To a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk. Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Will flow for one, and one alone.
Forza Horizon 6 takes the Horizon Festival to Japan, featuring busy city roads like Tokyo and wide rural and mountain areas. The map focuses on authentic Japanese culture, detailed environments, and a strong sense of place. Gameplay includes dynamic seasons that change how the world looks and feels, a large car roster with many JDM icons, and progression built around becoming a Horizon legend. The experience blends fast racing, exploration, and festival-style events across a varied Japanese landscape. Divinity is a large turn-based RPG set in the world of Rivellon, aiming to push player freedom further than before. Choices have deeper consequences, affecting the story, companions, and how the world reacts. The game focuses on complex companion relationships, expanded character creation, and more interactive environments. Combat stays turn-based with a new rule set, while exploration encourages creative solutions, secrets, and emergent gameplay built around player experimentation.
So this is Minakami Village.
Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly Remake, is a remake of the classic horror game, rebuilding the experience with modern visuals, sound, and controls. The story follows twin sisters Mio and Mayu as they explore a haunted village filled with hostile spirits. Gameplay improves the camera obscura with new zoom and filter options, while added mechanics like hold hands strengthen the bond between the sisters during exploration and combat. New areas and story content deepen the horror, focusing on atmosphere, emotional tension, and slow, terrifying encounters.
Where are they? The ritual. What did you wrong? Accept the fate of the sacrifice!
The festival failed. It's all because we ran away. Mayu will be together forever.
Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly, Remake.
Shall we begin?
The White City for certain.
Darksiders 4 continues the story after the original Darksiders, bringing all 4 horsemen together in a single adventure. Players can switch between war, death, fury, and strife, each with unique combat styles and abilities. The game focuses on fast-paced, third-person combat, exploration, and puzzle solving in a lore-heavy, post-apocalyptic world. It also supports online co-op, allowing up to 4 players to fight, explore, and tackle challenges together. Resident Evil Requiem is the 9th mainline entry in the series. The game leans heavily into pure survival horror, with a darker tone and a stronger focus on fear and tension than recent entries. The story follows Grace Ashcroft, daughter of Resident Evil Outbreak character Alyssa Ashcroft, as she investigates murders tied to her past alongside playable sections with Leon Kennedy. Set partly in the ruins of Raccoon City, the game blends psychological horror with action, offering multiple camera perspectives and limited resources to heighten suspense.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others? And it's not post-mortem lividity. Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the 5th body was found.
Through you, Elpis can finally be set free.
The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Grace! Grace!
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. I'll send you the address.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
Hey, over here. FBI. What are you doing here?
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.
I think I want a second opinion.
Project Tal is a single-player open-world action RPG set in a fantasy world inspired by Korean mythology and Tal masks. The world is built around folklore, spirits, and large mythological creatures. Combat focuses on fighting massive enemies, using combos, skills, and climbing onto monsters to attack weak points. Players are supported by dynamic NPC companions who fight alongside them, react to choices, and help in different ways, blending exploration, story, and large-scale battles into one experience.
Biggest fears of an astronaut doing extravehicular activity, or EVA, is somehow becoming detached and floating away.
The Expanse Osiris Reborn is a third-person, story-driven RPG set in the Expanse universe during the early events of the series. You play as a customizable mercenary, caught in a system-wide conspiracy, leading a crew across locations like Ceres, Ganymede, and Luna. Gameplay mixes cover-based shooting with squad tactics, ship and character customization, and strong narrative choices. Your decisions shape the story, crew, relationships, and outcomes, with a grounded sci-fi tone focused on politics, survival, and loyalty.
Creative way to kind of compromise and keep it realistic, but also be able to be reactive. But the fear is the same, becoming detached somehow and drifting away. And that's just one example. Even firearms would behave differently in space. Recoil and ballistics would also be different. People think about space as silent, but silence can mean danger. For example, inside of the spacesuit, there's a steady hum of the fan that's blowing oxygen over your face. The people at Alcat Games did some research and figured out that vibrations caused by shots inside of a vehicle would translate to the hull and likely be felt through the mag boots.
We love the idea, but have to adapt it. Pure realism would mean almost no sound in combat. No vacuum, you hear more than Austiners do, but far less than in atmosphere. What you hear is what your character feels. Breath, comes, vibrations. The tension stays, and so does the fear.
The mission crews train for months, even years together. The commander is chosen first and sets the tone. Just like in the game, trust takes time and shared experience.
The ship is crew's home. To craft the right atmosphere, we focus on the smallest of details. Life in space changes tastes. Astronauts often crave spices just to feel such sensations again. On pink water, meals created from what could actually be grown in orbit. And in the same spirit, you'll even hear your companions discussing food and ingredients on the ship. We hope that our approach to blending realism with gameplay considerations will make players experience something engaging and truly immersive.
Can you describe the sound in the recording?
Project Spectrum is a free-to-play, asymmetrical PvPvE horror shooter, where squads of paranormal agents enter dangerous ember zones filled with monsters and other players. Gameplay mixes tactical shooting, survival, and investigation, with limited resources forcing careful choices. One player can control a powerful creature hunting the agents, creating tense cat and mouse encounters that blend gunplay, horror, and exploration. The cube most commonly refers to a new MMORPG shooter set in a massive, rotating, cube-shaped world. Players explore shifting environments, fight enemies and bosses, solve mysteries, and progress through a changing world that constantly rearranges itself.
But sometimes, loss can birth beasts and bury truths. What do you think? What if you are the beast?
The beast?
Is it recording?
Yeah, it is.
It's in the sky, a giant cube.
The Cube is an MMORPG shooter set in a massive, rotating, cube-shaped world. Players explore shifting environments, fight enemies and bosses, solve mysteries, and progress through a changing world that constantly rearranges itself. It focuses on large-scale exploration, combat, progression, and a sci-fi story tied to a dangerous equation that threatens humanity.
How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear, but revealed itself? What if it was always there, and we've only just started to see it?
Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy is a story-driven prequel set years before the main series following a new hero named Sophia. The game takes place on Minotaur's Island, blending history with myth as it explores the early origins of the macula. Gameplay shifts toward direct melee combat, agility, and puzzle solving, with less reliance on stealth. Players explore ancient ruins and mazes, uncovering secrets that expand the world and lore of A Plague Tale through a darker, myth-focused journey. Lords of the Fallen 2 is a darker and more brutal sequel that expands on the dual Axiom and Umbral realms. The game features faster combat, a new dismemberment system, tougher enemies, and large, dangerous bosses. Exploration goes deeper into Umbral, with stronger effects on gameplay and enemies. Set in a new land long after the first game, it focuses on intense combat, grim atmosphere, and expanded lore, while keeping co-op and PvP elements.
They may lead, no matter the cost. It's a sin. Father, forgive me.
Frostpunk 1886 is a rebuilt version of the original Frostpunk, returning to the founding of New London with modern visuals and expanded gameplay. It keeps the core survival and city-building experience while adding new events, laws, and systems. The game introduces deeper citizen behavior, new mechanics like the Purpose Path, and extra content alongside the original structure. It focuses on tough moral choices, survival under extreme cold, and shaping society from its very first days.
In the grim darkness.
Total War Warhammer 40,000 brings the grim sci-fi universe of Warhammer 40k into the Total War formula. The game features a large galactic campaign where you manage planets, resources, and armies across war-torn worlds. Battles mix grand strategy with brutal real-time combat, featuring iconic factions like Space Marines, Orcs, Astra Militarum, and Eldari. Each faction plays differently, with unique units, massive war machines, and objectives that go beyond simple battles, focusing on large-scale, galaxy-wide warfare.
Across countless worlds, battles rage. Lead your armies. Conquer worlds. Fight on as the galaxy burns. For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
Horizon Steel Frontiers is a mobile-first online RPG set in the Horizon universe, focused on large-scale, cooperative machine hunting. The game takes place in the Deadlands, a desert region inspired by Arizona and New Mexico. Gameplay centers on team-based combat against huge machines, with players using traps, targeting weak points, and picking up machine weapons mid-fight. It features deep character customization, PvP, guilds, and raids. blending Monster Hunter-style battles with full MMO systems in a shared online world. Samson is a gritty, single-player action game set in a crime-filled 1990s city called Tyndallston. You play as Samson McCrae, an enforcer forced to take dangerous jobs to pay off a growing debt. Gameplay mixes heavy melee combat with intense car combat, using the environment and vehicles as weapons. The world reacts to your choices. Driving feels realistic with visible damage, and missions focus on tight, dangerous situations rather than a large open map.
On debt. You can't freeze interest. You can curl up and die in the street. Or you can fight the fuck back.
Mortal Shell 2 is a dark fantasy action RPG that expands the series with a connected open world and faster, more aggressive combat. The stamina bar is removed, pushing constant offense and risk-based fighting. Players can possess new shells, use a wider range of weapons including firearms, and explore dense areas filled with tough enemies and dungeons. The game keeps its grim tone, focusing on themes of faith, corruption, and madness, while offering more freedom and customization than before.
You're a weapon, child.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection continues the monster bonding RPG series with a darker story centered on war, prophecy, and a corrupted world. You play as a ranger and the only Rathalos rider, raising monsties and uncovering the truth behind a spreading crystal threat. Gameplay keeps turn-based battles and monster raising while adding deeper exploration and new tactics against crystallized feral monsters, where breaking specific parts becomes key. The focus is on story, strategy, and the bond between riders and monsters.
Our ignorance is proving fatal. The encroachment threatens to drive our people out of house and home. But this divide has brought our two kingdoms to the brink of war.
And you are the sole Rathalos rider in Azuria.
My people have been driven into a corner, and the point of no return is looming before us.
Can't afford not to go. I cross the meridian and keep going. Ratha! But it won't be for long.
I can hear them. Two sounds. Overlapping each other.
Fatekeeper is a dark fantasy, first-person action RPG focused on brutal sword and magic combat. You play as a druid, shaping your path through melee, spells, and stealth. Gameplay emphasizes tactical, physics-based fights where you can kick enemies, use the environment, and combine spells creatively. The world is handcrafted and atmospheric, focusing on tight exploration, player choice, and deep progression, rather than a huge open map.
Koranchi, Falumak Hokre Horitoma. Takarun Kao Dokuchi, Washikotan. Ketoanshi Utan Fatekeeper.
I trust you'll be able to rid us of this crucible.
Nioh 3 is a dark fantasy action RPG set in Sengoku-era Japan, following Tokugawa Takechiyo as he fights yokai and rivals to shape his fate. The game moves to an open-field world, offering more freedom to explore villages, shrines, and enemy camps. Combat lets players switch instantly between samurai and ninja styles, blending stances, parries, stealth, and fast movement. New mechanics like mist abilities, jumping, and challenge arenas deepen the combat, while customization and tough encounters keep the experience demanding and skill-focused.
The sun is forever.
Saros is a third-person action roguelike set on the mysterious planet Carcosa, where a constant eclipse hangs over a lost colony. You play as Arjun Devraj, an enforcer searching for answers in a hostile, shifting world. Gameplay focuses on fast, skill-based combat, with dodging, parrying, and projectile-based attacks, mixed with permanent progression that carries across runs. Each death pushes the story and upgrades forward, blending intense action with a dark sci-fi narrative.
Here, we've lost people. There's no way to get home, and you—
Lies! This is what it does. It gets in our heads, and it twists, and it turns. I won't break our promise. I will make everything perfect again. I know you're here, and I will find you.
Sea of Remnants is a free-to-play ocean adventure RPG where you play as a puppet sailor with lost memories, exploring a vast and dangerous sea. You sail between islands, fight enemies, and uncover secrets tied to the world and your past. Gameplay blends real-time naval battles with stylish turn-based combat on land. Players build ships, recruit companions, and help shape a living pirate city called Orbtopia, with choices that affect the story, factions, and the world around you.
The sound of the waves, it always sways, it always strays. Standing on the beach all day, whoa, 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 whoa.
Silkovsky once said.
Atomic Heart 2 expands the series into a much larger world, moving beyond a single facility to a wider, living Soviet Union. The story continues with returning characters, higher stakes, and new mysteries. Gameplay adds deeper RPG systems, better traversal like gliders and robot mounts, and improved combat that lets you use glove powers and weapons at the same time. The focus is on more freedom, exploration, and a bigger, more reactive world, with the same retro-futuristic tone.
The dawn of a new era. The era of Atomic Heart 2.
The Age of Bhaarat is a dark fantasy action RPG inspired by ancient Indian mythology. You play as a forest warden defending your homeland from invading Rakshasa demons in a reimagined ancient India. Gameplay mixes melee combat, arcane powers, and a grappling hook for movement and vertical fights. The game focuses on exploration, character progression, and story choices, with options to play solo or in co-op.
The time has come to fight these invaders. The time has come to fight these monsters. The time has come to fight the demons. The time has come to fight those who oppress the forest tribes. The time has come to declare war. It's time for you to join the army of heroes. Fight the monsters! Stand with your people! Play the Age of Bhaarat! Protect the weak! Punish the wicked! Bharat Mata ki Jai!
The hideout is on fire.
The Godslayer is an open-world action RPG set in a steampunk world inspired by Eastern mythology. You play as an Elemancer, who uses elemental martial arts to fight against the Celestials, godlike rulers who control the city by draining human life energy. Combat blends fast melee attacks with elemental powers like fire, water, and metal, letting you chain combos and affect the environment. The game focuses on vertical exploration, story choices, and flexible missions that can be handled through combat, stealth, or other approaches.
Easy for you to say. Now, how do I get past all the soldiers?
What happened? Again, is it?
And he tells me not to do anything rash.
Mind your business. Damn it!
What? There you go.
Damn! Stop right there! Where did he go? It's you! He's up there!
Whoa, too many.
Stop! There he is! Nowhere to run, don't move! Have a taste of my ass! No! Put it out! Put it out!
Cool off, you lot. be cold.
What's going on here?
Here we are. Fodder, fools, humans. Which is next? That must be Master. Head for the signal.
Star Wars Zero Company is a single-player tactics game set in the final days of the Clone Wars, focusing on the hidden conflicts away from the main battles. You lead Hawks, a former Republic officer commanding an elite squad of mercenaries in dangerous, covert missions. Gameplay centers on turn-based combat, deep squad customization, and tough tactical decisions, with a strong focus on team chemistry and positioning. The experience is grounded, strategic, and closer in style to XCOM than traditional Star Wars action games.
The one fought in the shadows. The war beneath the war. A war that's won with the right strategy. Surveillance, ciphers, good old-fashioned sabotage. These aren't the heroes they tell stories about. They're professionals. Setting aside their differences to take on the impossible. But that's the job, and they get it done.
The Blood of Dawnwalker is a dark fantasy open-world RPG set in a plague-ridden version of 14th century Europe. You play as Cohen, a half-human, half-vampire who must save his family while the world slowly falls apart. Gameplay changes between day and night, with human combat and skills by day and powerful vampire abilities after dark. The story runs on a strict time limit, where choices, skipped quests, and character deaths shape the outcome, making every decision feel urgent and meaningful.
They came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Worst nightmare. A Dawnwalker. Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you. Growing.
Millions of souls pour into the underworld every day.
Swords of Legends is a single-player action RPG set in a dark world inspired by Chinese mythology. You play as an underworld enforcer, guiding souls while uncovering a strong cinematic story. The game uses a wide linear structure, offering focused progression with room to explore. Combat is fast and fluid, built around weapon skills, combos, and summoning captured souls, aiming for an accessible but engaging experience rather than a punishing Souls-like.
I've watched over this city for ages, and every name in those scroll of death. Not one of them dies quietly. You, a soulless husk. You can judge my fate. Why wrestle rogues when their artifacts can do what brute slaves cannot?
What? The soulless husk?
The living cast their dead to flame, and sacrifice ignites the war banners!
again.
The galaxy lies shattered.
Warhammer 40,000: Dawn of War 4 marks a return to classic RTS gameplay, focusing on base building, resource control, and commanding large armies. Set on the war-torn planet Cronus, it brings back the large-scale battles and strategic depth that defined the original games. Players can choose from factions like Space Marines, Orcs, Necrons, and Adeptus Mechanicus, each with distinct units and playstyles. The game features branching single-player campaigns, co-op options, competitive multiplayer, and a revamped sync-kill system that adds brutal, cinematic combat moments while keeping strategy at the core.
Ancient horrors awaken, claiming dominion over all. And something still stirs below. Buried deep, lost for eons, and never meant to return. We stand defiant. Cronus must not fall. And we are not alone. Is untold. Only one thing is certain. War has returned to Cronus.
The way it was before the Empire shut it down.
Star Wars Galactic Racer is a fast, high-risk arcade racer set in the Outer Rim after the Empire's fall. Players compete in an underground galactic league, racing repulsor craft in brutal, physics-driven events. Gameplay focuses on speed, skill, and vehicle combat, with hovering racers that slam, shunt, and take each other out. You can customize different craft types with unique abilities, play through a story-driven campaign, or jump into online PvP packed with chaos and rivalry.
The galaxy needs racing!
"14 Years of Flames" is a story-driven single-player FPS focused on the Second Sino-Japanese War, telling the conflict through multiple personal perspectives. Players experience 16 historical events by stepping into the roles of 7 different characters, each facing the war from a unique angle. The game emphasizes historical accuracy, authentic weapons, and realistic environments to convey the hardship, sacrifice, and resilience of China's long resistance. Its goal is to present a serious, emotional portrayal of history rather than a fast-paced arcade shooter.
一切意义都没了。我们的追求一致，过上舒服的生活，不是吗？康康们斗如今的繁荣与进步，我们的都是亚细亚同胞兄弟，共保和平，才能共荣大东亚。周队长已经加入了我们，赵兄弟要是不嫌弃，就请来担任皇协军队长。今天晚上我们得先去喝2杯，然后再。
哭了。
Zoopunk is a 3D action RPG set in a dieselpunk world, acting as a prequel to Forged in Shadow Torch. The story takes place during the First Torch War, where animal heroes rise against a self-aware mechanical empire driven by the search for a powerful object called the Spark. Gameplay shifts to full third-person combat, letting players control multiple characters with different fighting styles, from fast melee attacks to heavy, hard-hitting brawls. The focus is on fast, brutal action, character variety, and expanding the lore of the Fist universe with a larger, more cinematic experience.
Are you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong? I'm counting on it. It's mine now. Finish him. Keep it back!
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What?
Huh?
Papa!
Right on time! Miss me?
Gotta hand it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look.
All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save Torch City. why you must never lose faith.
Valor Mortis is a first-person Souls-like set in a dark, alternate Napoleonic era filled with horror and mutation. You play as a resurrected soldier fighting through plague-ridden lands using a cutlass, flintlock pistol, and supernatural powers. Combat is slow, heavy, and precise, built around dodging, parrying, and stamina management. The game features interconnected levels, Metroidvania-style exploration, and character growth through catalysts, blending classic Souls challenge with a rare first-person perspective and a unique historical setting.
This isn't war. This is damnation.
No one knows how that world came into being.
Tides of Annihilation is a single-player fantasy action game set in a ruined modern London mixed with Arthurian myth. You play as Gwendolyn, the last survivor of an otherworldly invasion, searching for the Holy Grail to save her sister and fix the broken world. Gameplay focuses on fast, stylish combat where you summon spectral Knights of the Round Table to fight alongside you. You can switch between different knight setups during battles, customize their abilities, and explore twisted versions of London and Avalon, blending modern ruins with legendary fantasy.
My wish can be fulfilled.
But wishes come at a price.
To pursue one's wishes is to court one's doom.
Gwendolyn, this is your final warning.
My quarrel lies not with you, but I will take back everything that belongs to me. Even if the price is my soul. The table is dead. It exists no more.
Persona 4 Revival is a full remake of the classic RPG, updating the experience with modern visuals and refined gameplay. The game follows Yu Narukami and his friends in the quiet town of Inaba as they investigate a series of murders linked to a mysterious TV world. It keeps the core turn-based combat, social links, and daily life systems, while adding quality of life improvements and enhanced presentation. The goal is to match the modern feel of recent Persona remakes while preserving the tone, characters, and mystery that define the original. The Mound Omen of Cthulhu is a first-person co-op horror game where up to 4 players explore a cursed jungle in search of treasure. The world twists reality, causing hallucinations, fear, and paranoia that make it hard to tell what is real. Gameplay focuses on teamwork, exploration, and survival as madness grows and trust breaks down. Strange creatures, shifting environments, and false visions can turn even allies into threats, making communication and clear thinking key to escaping alive. Code Vein 2 expands on the first game with better combat, more customization, and a stronger story. The plot uses time travel, following a Revenant and Lou Magmel as they try to stop a repeating, world-ending disaster. Combat stays stamina-based, but adds more freedom through improved blood codes, new traits, and customizable attacks. Players can adjust builds easily, choose how companions help, and face harder, more demanding boss fights. Nioh is a free-to-play, open-world creature-catching action RPG where you collect and bond with magical creatures called Nioh. A key feature is the twining system, which lets you directly control an Nioh to use its abilities for combat and exploration. The game takes place in a large, living world filled with different regions, puzzles, and activities. It supports real-time combat, PvE and PvP modes, character customization, and player housing, with progress shared across PC, Xbox, and mobile. Blood Message is a single-player action-adventure game set in the final years of China's Tang Dynasty. You follow a nameless messenger and his young son as they cross dangerous lands to deliver a message that could change the fate of their homeland. Gameplay mixes stealth and harsh survival combat, where avoiding fights can be as important as winning them. The game focuses on emotional storytelling, family bonds, and historical detail, highlighting the struggles of ordinary people during a time of rebellion and chaos.
我是认真决定的，我还是想再试一次。
今日，我们所流的血，是为了把大唐带回来。我们必须在破城之前把宁带出来。
安宁，等着我。安宁，安宁，
阿爷，我将追随杀出一举。
去长安，你这是让他们去送死！
输赢成败，皆如沙上之大，风来即散。为众生之苦，长漫于天地之间。
回家吧，这一切毫无意义。天命所归，我才是大唐。
我们除了死更多人，什么都不会改变。
没有我的帮助，你走不出这片沙漠。
啊！
如果神不肯拯救我们的部族，那就让我来。
阿娘，等着我。
十对信使，每个人都做好了有去无回的打算。
Look. What a sight to behold. Whew, it's all over.
Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief takes place in the Strange Real universe during a large-scale invasion, where you fly as the legendary ace known as the Wings of Thief. The story focuses on hope, resistance, and reclaiming occupied territory through air superiority. The game keeps fast, arcade-style dogfights while adding deeper squad dynamics, real-scale environments, and advanced cloud systems that affect combat. A new first-person cockpit view is used not just for flying, but also to tell the story in a more personal and immersive way.
Rumor mill of social media. Radar contact. We think it's the shadows. Our lone target is Wings.
All dogs fire. Time to pull out. 22.
Roger that. God damn it. Start swimming, soldier. Make it home alive. Let's keep at it, Rex.
Ray, heads up!
On your orders, Rex.
To keep hope alive, Wings of Thief must stay on the mission. Must fly on.
I can make up your kill count to be whatever.
Right. From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
A Pacific submarine station has gone dark. Last report suggests miners dug too deep and may have uncovered something they weren't meant to find.
Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abysses, is a first-person horror investigation game set in the year 2053 deep beneath the ocean. You play as Noah, an agent sent to the sunken city of R'lyeh to find missing miners and uncover what awakened an ancient terror. Gameplay focuses on exploration, puzzles, and surviving psychological madness rather than combat. Guided by an AI companion named Key, you must make choices that affect the story while resisting Cthulhu's influence in a dark, sci-fi Lovecraftian world.
Bringing me to where you are.
What
All this.
This is strange. It doesn't feel right.
Styx Blades of Greed is a stealth-focused action game where you play as Styx, a clever goblin thief leading a crew to steal the rare resource quartz during a growing war. Gameplay is built around sneaking, climbing, and smart use of abilities, like invisibility and cloning. New tools, such as grappling hooks and gliders, add strong vertical exploration, giving players freedom to plan, adapt, and solve problems through creative stealth rather than direct combat.
Have they taken you? God, hear my vow.
1348. Ex Voto is a cinematic, single-player action-adventure set in plague-ridden 14th century Italy. You play as Ada, a young knight searching for her captured friend Bianca after a brutal raid. The game focuses on realistic sword combat, inspired by historical fighting styles, with stance switching and careful timing. Exploration, harsh survival themes, and a grounded medieval world drive a personal story about loyalty, sacrifice, and honor.
May I one day be worthy of your forgiveness. Bianca, You are all that is left to me. I shall save you. This, I vow.
Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a large-scale tactical shooter set during the Vietnam War. It keeps the 50v50 battles of the original game, now focused on jungle warfare and team-based strategy. Gameplay adds new mechanics like swimming, climbing, and dragging wounded teammates, making combat more realistic and intense. The focus stays on coordination, communication, and slow, tactical play rather than fast arcade action.
Thou shalt not kill. So the priests tell us.
Chronicles Medieval is a medieval sandbox RPG set in a realistic version of Europe, where you start as a nobody and build your own path through combat, trade, politics, or warfare. There is no fixed story, your choices shape what happens. Gameplay mixes third-person melee combat with large-scale battles and strategic map control. You can command armies, manage castles, grow settlements, and develop skills by using them, creating a dynamic world built around player-driven stories and long-term progression.
I became like them. I took up the sword, prayed I could win redemption through my deeds. But some paths, once taken, have only one ending. I shall find no peace. On this road, there is only death. But that's just my story. Go write your own.